Welcome, welcome, welcome. My brothers, you already know who it is. I'm D, and this the Future Fathers FF podcast with my squeaky chair and all sorts. Bros, how you been? How you doing? I hope you're all well. I hope your missus is good. I hope your partner's good. I hope your children's good. Most of all, I hope you ain't had to beat nobody up this week. Yeah, I don't know why I'm, but I am. Anyway, actually, I do know why I am. I do know why I am. First of all, I want to give a round of applause for all the community dads out there helping children that are not just your own, but everyone else's. So that's what today's episode is about. Giving back to giving back to the dads that actually help. Because I don't think they get enough props. I saw a video today that actually made me sit back and go, wow. I'm going to play the video for you. It's a little short. And I would like to give thanks to, where's the dude? Where's he gone? Global Mind Apparel. Yeah. Shout out to you because it was your video that I saw. So I won't let everyone see where it is.
This dad finds out that his son is being bullied at school, so he confronts the bully himself. All this went down in Houston. Aubrey finds out that his son Jordan is being bullied by a much bigger kid at school, so he goes to their teacher. But nothing changes. He goes to the school administration. Nothing changes. Then one day, Jordan comes home and tells his dad that the bully took his phone, and at that point, Aubrey is furious. Shows up to the school, he waits for the bully to come out, has a conversation with him. The bully is a kid named Tamarion, and Aubrey asked him, "Why do you keep bullying my son?" Tamarion tells Aubrey that he's actually being bullied as well. He says to him, "You're so much bigger than everybody. How are you getting bullied?" Come to find out, Tamarion has a very rough home life. His family just lost their house, they don't have a lot of money, and Tamarion has to wear the same clothes every single day, and kids make fun of him. At that point, Aubrey's anger turned to compassion. He sat Jordan and Tamarion down to have a conversation. They hashed out their differences, and now they're good friends. But then Aubrey decides to take Tamarion shopping to get him some new clothes to boost his self esteem, and it instantly changes his behavior. Aubrey set up a GoFundMe for Tamarion's family. The GoFundMe raised over $31,000 for Tamarion and his family. This is another level of compassion right here. Big shout out to Aubrey.
And I want to address something. This young man could have gone to this little boy's house and made up so much noise. And he chose not to. He chose not to. What he did is what he did is going to be more impactful on that child's life than possibly a few other things that he could have done. There's obviously other things that would have been impactful, no doubt. But what he chose to do was something that not a lot of people would do in general. It struck a chord with me because I've had my son's friends in here, as I've explained before, over the years when they were at school. Friends come in and I train them in the gym. Friends come over and they get fed. So I fully understand where that man's heart is at. I overstand that. And the fact that he was willing to put himself not out, but in a position to maneuver in this child's life as he can now. He's a guide for that young man or that little boy that will be a young man. He is a young man. Yeah. His son now has seen the effects of what his dad has done for somebody else's child. That's going to be in that little boy's brain forever. That event, or those series of events that led up to what happened, that boy is going to have a completely different outlook to handling situations than a lot of other boys would. Because that kind of guidance that he's getting from his dad, trust me, yeah, is what certain people look for or search for their whole lives. Their whole lives. And they're unable to get it. They're unable to find it. They're unable to attain it. I myself, I'm not that bad. I'm not that bad. But I tell you something, I would love to be able to. I probably would. I probably would. I'm not even going to front. I probably would. Given the situation, I would be vexed. But having spoken to the child, I know my outlook would have been completely different, as that young man's was. What's the young man's name?
This kid's bully chest. This dad finds out that his son is being bullied at school, so he confronts the bully himself. But then he takes it. All this went down in Houston, being bullied by a.
Aubrey, my brother. Well done. Well done. I don't know who raised you. Yeah. But whatever they did that had an impact on you, sir, that led you to do what you did for this young man, absolutely brilliant. I don't know if there are very many people in the world, as I stated before, that would have the heart to do what you did. Up here, yeah, everybody would say, oh, I would do that. I would do that. No, but you have to understand the situation. He went and spoke to the young man after everything had happened. Most of us would still be vexed that the school didn't do anything and I'm now having to step in. Most of us would be vexed. Some of you out there wouldn't even bother talking to anybody. Yeah. Some of you out there wouldn't even bother. Some of you out there would just be like, well, do you know what? You did this to my child. Not forgetting this happened in the States. The United States of America. We all know that, anyone else in the world knows that the Americans like their pew pew laws. And a lot of people like their pew pews. So that situation could have gone a completely different way. I'm glad it didn't. I'm elated that it went the way that it did. Because he has set those two children on a path that nobody could have foreseen, not even himself. Being put in that situation forced him to make a decision. And the decision that he made quite possibly could have changed the course of another child's life, or two children, his own and the other little boy. And not only that, the two boys are now friends. Whether that friendship will last, I have no idea. But he has given both of those two boys something that a lot of men search for, a role model to follow. That's wonderful. Yeah, that is a beautiful thing he has done. No matter what happens in life ever again, yeah, those two boys will be like, they will remember that. And they can say, I remember when somebody did something good. Doesn't matter who it is. It just so happened to be one child's father and another child's, well, one child's father. We know that already. And then the other child was the bully of said father's child. That is all I know about the story. I'm not going to speculate any other situation that went on but what happened. And as I stated already, I'm glad he handled it the way he did because, listen, there are times in life where a similar situation, well, no, it wasn't, was it? Yeah, it was. Similar situation was kind of happening with one of my sons. And I wasn't that calm. You have to understand, yeah. I'm somebody who I operate on 7. If we're going along a scale, yeah, actually, I don't operate on a 7. That's rubbish. Why are you saying that? If life is a scale and along this scale you have completely placid on one end and on the other end you have high octane, somewhere just below the middle. I can raise my level. Don't get me wrong, but I'm not a very person. I like to sit back and observe. I love it because it gives me the opportunity to learn things and see things that other people take for granted. This man had the foresight to not only sit back and look at the situation and not operate on a 10 or even an 8. He brought that right down to maybe a 4 or a 3. He evaluated the situation and went forward. I don't know if I could have done that. In that situation, I know I'd probably be operating on a 7 the whole way. Internally. Internally. Because I don't like to shout, I don't like to make up noise, but best believe I'd be vexed. As I was stating, situation with my son. When I found out, I was I was very much a 5 for a long time. Well, for a little while, not a long time. I was very much a 5 for a little while. And the second I went to 6, 7, the second I moved past 5, it was easy for me to just go up. Now, nothing happened because my partner, my missus, yeah, excuse me, she was vexed. We sat down and had a conversation. And then we spoke to our young man. And we kind of realized, well, hold on. We don't need to operate on these levels. We can bring it down. Because doing that shows the children how they should be operating as adults. As adults, I will add. Because it's not fair on us. It's not fair on the children for us as adults to think that they should be doing certain things at, at certain ages and carrying on a certain kind of way. No, they're children. They may not be able to do that yet. But we're handing them the skills, we're giving them the tools. At that kind of age, children do the stupidest things. We all know this. I've done some silly things as well. Pretty sure some of you have. But to say as an adult, you would still do the same things you did as a child, it's a bit benign, a little bit. As a parent, you have to change your thinking, as this young man did. Whether it be in the heat of the moment or whether he thought about it and did it and planned it out in his head. But the level of, what's the word I'm looking for? Purpose. The level of purpose that man has given those two boys to emulate somebody that they feel that they can, immense. Seriously. I praise you, my brother. As I said, yeah, hands up to Aubrey because there's not very many men that would do that. And not only that, my brother, you've done a brilliant thing, a beautiful thing at that. So, bros, to all the community dads out there, thank you very much for helping. Thank you very much for stepping in and stepping up when a lot of people can't or won't. If you're one of those gentlemen, don't let it go to your head. Sit with it and continue doing what you're doing. We all need a dad. Yeah? Every single one of us. But we all need to learn from somebody as well. We all have dads. Like, come on. But not everybody has access to their father. Yeah? So if you're able to do that for a child, try and step in. My brothers, short and sweet. Again, well, it's not short and sweet. It seems to be the format. So that's how we're going to keep it going anyway. Bros, drum roll, please. Do not forget the store, walletbutcher.bigcartel.com. Go over, check the store, see what we've got for you. Brothers, don't forget the Discord as well. All links are always in the description. You know how we do this thing. Bros, I bid you good evening, guys. Nearly, well, it's not night time, it's light outside still. So I bid you good evening, good morning, good afternoon, good night, wherever you are. My brothers, please look after yourselves and each other. Like, share, and subscribe. Nearly forgot that one. Do the flicky button, you know what that one is. Post notifications, so when the next videos go, you will be notified. As I was saying, please, bros, look after yourselves and each other. Stay well and stay blessed.